are many traditional productivity and performance metrics in use in today's warehouses. The first of these groups measures are based on labor, space, and equipment utilization. Labor hours utilization looks at the utilization of labor hours within the warehouse based on the total number of labor hours available to work over a particular shift, day, or even week. These hours should not include breaks. Warehouse area utilization can be measured in a number of different ways. We can look at floor space utilization, but more realistically, we should measure the cubic capacity of the warehouse. Alternatively, we could measure the number of pallet locations utilized against the total possible locations. For example, space utilization, 8,600 pallet spaces occupied divided by 10,000 pallet spaces available is 86%. If your warehouse has a number of different sections with racking in some areas and floor storage in others, then a number of calculations will be required. Know that you need to measure the space that can be specifically used for storage areas, used for goods in dispatch, value-adding services, etc. These should not be included in this calculation. Mechanical and manual handling equipment utilization. Here is the formula. The next group of measures looks at cost performance. In financial terms, measures include cost as a percentage of sales and cost per order dispatched. Those performance cost measures need to be handled with care. Cheaper products dispatched from the warehouse can result in a high cost per order, which is not a reflection of increased costs in the warehouse, but a strategic decision made by the company. The third group is based on productivity measures. Here we have units picked per hour. The unit in this example can be an individual item, a carton, or a pallet. Dock to stock time is the time taken from arrival of vehicle on the receiving bay to the visibility of the stock on the system. The final group is based on customer service orders. Order accuracy, on-time shipments are one of the most common measures today is on time and in full. This metric has been joined by the perfect order metric as the most popular customer service metric. This is not only requires on time in full delivery, but also the item has to be damage free, have the correct documentation and label. And finally, an accurate invoice. A warehouse manager is tasked with accounting for and measuring inventory, but has limited influence on the level of inventory held in the warehouse. However, you may be asked to produce the following metrics. Stock cover in days. This can be calculated by dividing by the current level of stock by the total annual sales and multiplying by 365. This can be done using the actual number of units in stock on the value of the stock and tells us how many days covered we have in the stock. Stock turn can be calculated by dividing the total number of units sold by the average number of units in stock. These calculations can be used to determine stock ordering policy and also whether some stock should be returned to the manufacturer, disposed of, or a sales campaign organized. The day stock figure should be aligned with the supplier lead time, the criticality of the item, and the availability of the item from other resources. As with many other aspects of logistics, a balance needs to be reached between ensuring the maximum possible service and a minimum stock holding. Stock inventory accuracy, whether a stock is counted once or twice a year, daily by cycle counting, or perpetual count inventory, stock accuracy is an important measure. The more accurate the stock, the more likely you are to fulfill orders correctly and increase efficiency. Here we have three measures: location stock accuracy, stock line accuracy, and stock unit accuracy. Many companies compare the value of goods in the warehouse to booked stock as a measure of stock accuracy. Reporting a 100% accurate stock count because the stock value is as expected and therefore correct can hide a number of things. Surplus, obsolete stock in the warehouse amounting to tens of thousands of dollars and corresponding shortfall of 10,000 worth of popular items. Although potentially acceptable from a finance department viewpoint, this can significantly affect the warehouse operations. Accuracy by line and by allocation is therefore paramount for an efficient warehouse. The last measure, damage inventory, measures the amount of damage caused within the warehouse. It can be measured by dividing the total number of damaged items by the total number of items processed through the warehouse. It can also be measured in monetary terms.